అవుతుంది. ఓం గణానాం త్వా గణపతిం హవామహే కవిం కవీనాముపమస్యవస్తమం జ్యేష్ఠరాజం బ్రహ్మణాం బ్రహ్మణస్పద ఆనః శృణ్వన్నోతిభిः सीदसादनम्. ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం వృషభం చ శణీనాం విశ్వరూపమదాభ్యం బృహస్పతిం వరేణ్యం. ఓం తద్విష్ణో పరమం పదం సదా పశ్యంతి సూరయః దివివ చక్షురాతతం. ఓం శ్రీం ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः. ఓం శ్రీం ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः. ఓం శ్రీం ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः. Everybody say Hare Ram Krishna after me 3 times. Om Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama Krishna. Okay, welcome back. So where are we? What are we doing? I think yeah. Are we done with Drugdasha, or were there any examples that we wanted to see?
We wanted to do which one?
Okay, we will do whatever are left today.
Leftovers.
Okay, huh?
We'll do leftovers.
Leftovers, okay. Okay, so which one should we do first? Okay.
I think we have my data. Yes.
It's not in the history. Family, you are not his family, right? Class exam. Okay.
I'm not posting it yet, but I will. Oh, why are you not posting? Yeah, Guru Garu and Ramakrishna and they look at it. Okay, it's not posted. That's fine.
Okay, Andy. ఎట్లుందండి? I
I
tried class exam book. It's not there.
other reading. I can read.
Other reading?
I don't know if I need to put it somewhere else.
Vijay, there are only these Vijayas.
Okay, then yeah, I can read it.
So one sec, let's try other reading. Yes.
I mean, actually, class exam very like.
Okay. Good. So this seems right to you?
4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
No class only.
So the data is 1953 August 31 4:05 a.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT. The place is Visakhapatnam, India. The longitude is 83 degrees 18 minutes east. The latitude is 17 degrees 42 minutes north. Okay. So, and we are looking at Drugdasha. This is one more example for Drugdasha. How do you see Drugdasha? Yeah. Why? 705, 405. Oh, I see. The software you are saying. That's a good point. Yeah, you have Vishnu Bhaina, sir. That means it must be the new one. Yep, 705. 7.05. Okay. So, the Lagna is Cancer. Dasha starts from Pisces and they go as Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, then Aries, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo and so on. So, how is the Dasha right now? Do you have any specific questions or should we just see in general? The current period? Okay.
Why starting with the Capricorn?
What? Drugdasha?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it can't be.
No, it's okay. I didn't pick the.
Even with the old version, it can't be.
I didn't pick up the data. I just said
Okay.
whatever today's,
Okay, so the dasha running right now, the dasha running right now is Scorpio. The dasha running previously was Aquarius, and right now Scorpio is running. How is Scorpio dasha?
we take Scorpio, definitely the progress Lagna will take from
Right.
fifth from Scorpio.
Right.
Just like
Pisces.
right from right.
So Pisces becomes the progress lagna during this dasha. So how is the chart taking progress lagna, taking Pisces as the reference? How is this chart? Fifth house of devotion is extremely strong, and sixth house of service and overcoming obstacles is also very strong. So fifth and sixth are really dominating, right? And eighth house of Saturn, eighth house of sadhana has Saturn, right? And Lagna Lord Jupiter is in the fourth house of direction. Wherever you have Jupiter in the fourth house, it's auspicious because there isn't too much confusion. You get some clarity, some clear direction of this is what I need to do, or this is what I will do, like that. If fourth house is afflicted, there will be a lot of confusion because fourth is the direction, the overall how comfortable you feel about your activity, spiritual activity in this particular case. So fourth house having Jupiter is auspicious for having a good direction. Saturn being in the eighth house means the person can work hard on the Saturn in eighth makes people work hard on spiritual progress. So it gives good sadhana. But the fifth house is really strong. Yeah.
When you say work hard, this is in terms of, because we are looking at it from the aspect of Rigveda.
Yes.
This
Work
is
hard
referring to
towards spiritual progress.
Spiritual progress.
Not towards work or spending for
No,
hours
it is.
every day at work. Right. And but the key, like you guys already said, the salient feature is the fifth house is really strong. The fifth house contains the ninth lord, ninth lords, and eighth lord. So basically, devotion and bhakti, basically devotion and sincerity. Those are the main hallmarks during this period. So this is a good period for bhakti yoga. How is the dasha pravesha chakra? Dasha pravesha chakra. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's not a screen light, all of them are. You can play with the one of the lights. That's not a screen light. I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
And look at the dasha pravesh chakra. How is the dasha pravesh chakra taking Pisces as lagna now? Jupiter is in the seventh house, and
6 hours.
sixth house is really strong. It has Sun, Mercury, and Mars. And in the natal chart also, sixth house has sixth lord in it, so it is quite strong. So sixth house, looking at both of them, actually sixth house seems to dominate more than the fifth house. So sixth house has sixth lord, which is basically Harsha Yoga. And it has other important planets also. There is a nice yoga between Mars and Mercury. The ninth lord and the seventh lord is a Raj Yoga. Ninth house is the house of dharmic activities, and seventh house is the house of interacting with people. Right? So in the Dasha Pravesh Chakra, taking Pisces as Lagna, the seventh lord and the ninth lord, Mars and Mercury are together. So it shows interacting with people on dharmic activities. But in general, sixth house is the house of service, or basically Karma Yoga. So for that reason, this is a period for doing sadhana by service, basically through service, through volunteering, through helping people, through helping in various For me, sixth house can give Siddhi also. Sixth house can give some fruits of the sadhana. Yes, actually Saturn and Venus, the 8th Lord Venus is in 4th house with the 12th Lord Saturn. The 8th and 12th Lord Saturn and Venus are in another Moksha Trikona. Lots of 2 Moksha Trikonas are in one Moksha Trikona, in the 3rd Moksha Trikona. And Ketu is in the 8th house. And Saturn, Venus and Ketu are in mutual trine. So Ketu in the 8th and Saturn and Venus in trines from him, that is good. That is the Tapas Yoga. So it means he can do, during this period, he can basically do any intense practice if needed, he can do it. They will give the intensity needed for any practice. What are the Antardashas that are running right now? So the Antardasha running right now is Virgo. Okay. Shall we directly go to the Pravesh Chakra? In the Pravesh Chakra, how is Virgo? You see anything important taking Virgo? Virgo meaning, see the thing is here, Antardashas are starting from the 7th from Dasha side. So if you take the 11th from Virgo, Cancer becomes the Lagna. So taking Cancer as Lagna, is there anything interesting in this chart? Taking this as so. Jupiter is in the yeah. Ketu is right. He gives perhaps. Now 8th Lord is Saturn is in Lagna. So Saturn being in Lagna, that too 8th Lord Saturn being in Lagna can be good for more sadhana, more practice. But Jupiter is in the 5th house. That is interesting. The 9th Lord Jupiter is in the 5th house. So that is a very nice feature that can give good guidance from a guru, because 9th Lord shows Guru, and that Guru is a 9th Lord Guru who shows Guru aspects Lagna. So
but
is a period when there can be some good guidance. Yes.
Jupiter is also 6th Lord too, right?
He is 6th Lord too. But he is Karaka for Guru. He is a natural Karaka. So when he also happens to own the 9th house and he aspects the Lagna, it is auspicious. So some good guidance can come to him, come to the person spiritually. But one combination that is interesting is the 8th house contains Mercury and exalted Sun. Sorry, not 8th house. I meant the 10th house. The 10th house contains Mercury Sun combination, Buddhaditya Yoga, and 10th house is the house of karma, service and work basically, and getting things done. So this is also accentuating what we saw earlier. Let us see the next couple of Antardashas and see if there is anything interesting. For me, there is no specific yoga. Like you can't say, okay, this is the period like that. If you see the next one, Aries. Okay, in Aries, if you take the 11th house from Aries as Lagna. So, if you take Aquarius as Lagna, the 11th house is extremely strong. Right? The 11th house contains 11th Lord itself. It is extremely strong. So, what does it mean? Actually, 7th house is also strong. 7th and 11th, basically Kama Trikonas are very strong. Particularly 11th house being strong, containing the 11th Lord as well as 7th Lord. What would it show? What is the meaning of 11th house? Gains, fulfillment of desires. So whatever desires are there, getting some result relating to those desires and being happy. That is what 11th house shows. So this nice combination of Sun, Mercury and Jupiter in 11th house, it is very auspicious for fulfillment of the desires. So in my judgment, the next period basically from December 2007 till August 2008 is a very important time, is an interesting time. to get some good results in the spiritual progress. But the thing is the 11th house really standing out in the natal chart as per the Dasha Pravesh Chakra or natal chart? Not quite. So it's not like, see, if you see something in Dasha Pravesh Chakra as in the Dasha result as well as Antardasha result, you can say in this Dasha this will happen, this is the Antardasha in which it will happen. So we are talking about slight ups and downs when we are talking about Antardasha. But we are basically looking for an Antardasha where 6th house is really, really strong to basically say those results will be given in that particular Antardasha. But apart from irrespective of that, during the next 8 months from December, things will be, there will be some happiness, there will be some fulfillment of the desire relating to spiritual progress. And how is the next one, which is Scorpio? Let's see the Antardasha Pravesh Chakra of Scorpio. In Scorpio, Virgo becomes Lagna, right? Then Lagna and 12th house become really strong, right? The Lagna and the 12th house become really, really strong. But again, this doesn't really show what we are looking for based on the Dasha Pravesh Chakra. But still, 12th house being so strong here, for me, yeah, 12th Lord in the 12th house. But in respect, more than that, Sun and Moon in the 12th house, soul and mind, both in the 12th house of rejection. So the thing is, to develop some level of detachment, this is a very good period. So my feeling is during this period you will be able to develop some detachment. And Gemini, how is Gemini? In Gemini, what will be the 11th house? Aries. And if you take Aries, this is nothing really special, this is also interesting. And if you take Capricorn,
Even Lagna are there in 12th house.
right, and not Gemini, we take Aries as Lagna.
In Aries Lagna.
Yeah,
Lagna Lord Mars is in 12th house.
right, right. And Lagna has exalted Sun, right. Okay. So let us take this Dasha. In the Capricorn Dasha, if you take the Capricorn Dasha, taking Scorpio as Lagna, the 6th house is not really that strong, but the 2nd house, another Artha Trikona, has lot of planets. 2nd house is the house of resources and the spiritual pursuit, etc. Right? And the 6th Lord is in the 8th house. So again, we haven't really found what we are looking for. See, the thing is, 6th house shows two kind of results. One is, like you said, Siddhi, etc., some kind of Siddhi or something like that. Second kind of result is overcoming the obstacles, doing service, rendering service to various causes, rendering service to various activities, spiritual activities in the society. So all those things are shown by the 6th house. So here, for the latter kind, this is very conducive, the 2nd house being so strong. Next, Leo. Let us look at Leo and the Dasha. Taking Leo as Lagna, sorry, in Leo what do we take as Lagna? Gemini as Lagna. We take Gemini as Lagna. Taking Gemini as Lagna, 10th house is very, very strong. It has a 10th Lord Jupiter in it. And Ketu is in Lagna. So again, nothing really special, but the special thing is 10th Lord Jupiter is in the 10th house, right? So what does that show? 10th house is another Artha Trikona, just like 2nd house was strong in the other period, other Antardasha. So 10th house shows all your accomplishments in the society relating to spiritual pursuit. So you may organize a big event, spiritual event, where a lot of people will come, a lot of people will benefit, etc. So that kind of things are shown by the 10th house. So the thing is, so far 2nd, 6th and 10th houses, they are basically dominating.
Third house also now strong, so that means you
Okay.
write some books, communication.
That is a very specific result, writing a book. 1 second. Are you looking at Leo? We are looking at Leo, right? Yeah. Third house has third Lord, Sun and Mercury. But the thing is, to say that somebody will write, as far as spiritual pursuits go, it is not that most people write books relating to their spiritual pursuit. So the thing is, that will be a very specific result to give. You may be right, but the thing is, that will be too specific. In general, third house shows the drive and determination, right? So when the third house is really strong, if it contains such a powerful Sun, third Lord in third, that is Sun, and Lagna Lord in the third, with the third Lord. So during that period there will be lot of enthusiasm, there will be lot of passion, and there will be lot of drive, strong drive from within relating to spiritual pursuit. That is what you can say. Saying that he will write a book on spirituality will be a little bit of stretch, though not wrong. Now let's see the last two. Pisces. In Pisces, what will be the? In Pisces, the 11th Capricorn will be Lagna, and again the third house is extremely strong. And in Libra, so Leo and Pisces, basically third house is very strong. You take Libra as Lagna. In Libra, you take Leo as Lagna. Again, nothing really special, but Jupiter's blessings are there. Jupiter is in the 9th house. So overall, looking at all the Antardashas, it seems to me like this Dasha is a Dasha of Karma Yoga, of basically rendering service to various causes. And how is the next Dasha? Leo, which is coming in 2012 and which will end in 2020. How is Leo Dasha? In the Leo Dasha, taking the 5th from there, Sagittarius, as Lagna, the 9th house is extremely strong and 8th house is even stronger. 8th house contains Ketu and Venus. So it's extremely strong. Now let us see if the Dasha Pravesh Chakra accentuates it or it basically downplays everything. So if you see this, if you take Sagittarius as Lagna here, is the 8th house strong here? Not really. It's not really that strong. But the thing is, Saturn is aspecting it. Saturn has Grahadrishti on it. Saturn has a desire. Saturn is a karaka for working hard, and he is aspecting it. And also 8th Lord is in a Saturnine sign. So there will be some serious sadhana. But the thing is, more than all these things, what I can say is, the 9th is extremely strong during this period. So there will be absolutely awesome guidance. Very good guidance. And in both the charts, the planets are Mercury and Sun. So there will be excellent guidance from somebody shown by Mercury or Sun. So this is a very... so the thing is, at such a time, whether you are... See, it's not necessary to work very hard in your spiritual sadhana to make progress. You can either make progress because you just do intense sadhana, or you just make progress because somebody's blessings are with you. Some guru's blessings are with you. Some guru is basically giving you a push. So my feeling is the period from 2012 to 2020 is a period when you will get some push from some guru.
How do we see whether one meets the guru or not?
For me,
The 9th Lord
if 9th is very strong, if the 9th Lord is so strong, it is very likely that the person will meet guru during such a period. And also the Karaka Jupiter, the Karaka of Guru, Naisarga Karaka. Jupiter is where is he? And see, Sun is Bhrata Karaka. So the rule is if the Bhrata Karaka is in the Drigdasha sign, or the 9th Lord from Lagna is in Drigdasha sign, or aspecting it, there is a good chance that the person will meet Guru during that time. The 9th Lord from Lagna or 9th Lord from Jupiter or Bhratakaraka. If they have a strong influence, strong and positive influence on the Drigdasha sign, not on the 5th, because now we are talking about Guru, so we are talking about 9th house, progress 9th house. So that influence will show meeting a Guru, strong possibility of meeting a Guru. Here, the Bhratakaraka Sun is in the 9th house, and the 9th Lord from Jupiter is Saturn. He is also aspecting, he is exalted and he is aspecting. So there is aspect of the 9th Lord from Jupiter as well as Bhratakaraka is right there. So there is a very good chance that during this period you will meet a Guru, or if you have already met him, during this period lot of guidance will come from Guru. So this is a very auspicious time. But my advice is, until then, during the next 5 years or so, you should just not worry too much, because you will be taken care of later. Just keep helping people. Just engage in Karma Yoga. That is my suggestion. Karma Yoga seems perfect, especially in this period. Any other comments on this Dasa? Any other comments? Actually, I'll say 89 to 96 is a very interesting time. Does anybody agree with it? 89 to 96.
Because Lagna contains
That is Aries Dasha. Lagna contains Lagna Lord Sun. So Lagna is very strong, and Lagna shows a beginning or new beginning or overall growth. That is what Lagna shows. And 12th house is very strong. It has Mars, Venus and Ketu. And 12th house is the house to show detachment. And if you look at this chart, the Dasha Pravesh Chakra, 12th is not really that strong, but Lagna is again, it contains 4 planets. It contains Ketu, Moksha, the Lord of the sign Sun, and the 12th Lord Moon, and Yokarka Mars. So all these planets hanging together in Lagna. And also Lagna being strong in natal chart also. Basically natal chart and Dasha Pravesh have a synergy, which is Lagna is really dominating. And when Lagna dominates, Lagna is basically the seed of your entire spirituality. Lagna in the progress Lagna of Durgasa. So this is a very important period for the formation of your spiritual journey. I will say this is a very important period.
It started 2 years before that. That's
Started-
when I met my
Mhm.
yoga guru in teacher.
Mhm.
So that's 87 I met him.
87 you met him, okay.
But then I started seriously from that time onwards teaching yoga class after he
Okay.
asked me to do.
Okay. Now the thing is, okay, we'll come back
That's a
to
big one,
Aries.
big event of talking about.
Right. First, now let us go back to the first event that he mentioned, meeting the Guru. Is it possible that he would meet Guru in the Gemini Dasha?
10th house is 9th house as Jupiter.
The progress 9th house Gemini, the Durgasa sign Gemini, it contains Jupiter. The Karaka, Naisargik Karaka, moreover he is the 9th lord from Lagna. So because Jupiter, the 9th lord from Lagna, is in Gemini, there is a decent chance that he will meet, I mean it is possible basically, it is plausible that he would meet his Guru during that period. And if you take that period as the progress Lagna will be in Libra, and Libra contains Yokarka Saturn, exalted Saturn. And so that can explain basically Saturn being in Lagna can explain yoga, etc. Saturn is the planet of yoga, the path of yoga. So Saturn being in Lagna can show getting started on the path of yoga. But the thing is, I would think the next period, even though you met your Guru then, I would think that 89 to 96 would have been important in forming your spiritual journey, because you would have done some considerable sadhana, and some concepts, basically concepts of spirituality would have been instilled, and it takes a time for all the concepts to be ingrained in your thinking style basically. But I would say that is a formative period, and after that actually all the dasas have been interesting, all the dasas are good. But I think Leo will be the best. That is my feeling. Any other comments? Okay. Shall we go to another chart? If there are any questions. Okay, next chart. Where will it be? Family?
Family. Can you see, when we are in family, can you see Tejas chart once and see the third house aspect that he mentioned about writing books?
Yeah.
Just at one point I want to see if third house is strong in the short time from now.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we are looking at the data here is again 1988 May 26, 7:27:54 a.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT, Secunderabad, India. 78 degrees east 30 minutes, 17 degrees north 27 minutes. Okay. So Drugdasha, what Drugdasha is running right now? Cancer. So you want to focus on the current period,
Yeah, that's the
the period right now. Okay.
That's the third house.
Okay. So let us look at the whole dasha. If you look at the whole dasha, in Cancer dasha, what will be the Scorpio is the progress lagna. So his question is there a chance of writing a book in this period? A book relating to spiritual pursuit, some communication relating to spiritual pursuit. So Lagna Lord is exalted in the third house. So that can show either Lagna Lord being in the third house can show that to exalted, that to Mars. can show strong drive for spiritual sadhana, and also it can show writing a book. It is not. It is a possibility. Definitely a possibility.
What will make that conflict saying yes, this is the time where some communication is
That's very difficult. I mean, you wouldn't actually predict writing books, even though they are spiritual books, based on Durgasa. That will be very, very. I mean, we saw one example, Aurobindo, when he actually started Arya, the magazine, and when he wrote most of his
Savitri.
excellent articles, Savitri and all those things. At that time, Secrets of Veda, Secrets of Upanishads, all those things. At the time, actually, third house was extremely strong. So I'm not saying that when he mentioned third house result for Vijay, I didn't mean that it's a wrong result. It is definitely a valid result. But the thing is, you need guts to actually make that prediction. Of course, he has guts in plenty.
No,
So-
here some of the class, somewhere class was
right.
like stuck to one.
Right. It happened in Arvindo's case. So there, the third house was extremely strong in the period when he actually did a lot of writing. So that is one thing. But let's see once again. But you are looking at the short term, right? The next 4-5 years. Okay, then we better look at Dasha, not any after Dasha. So that way, looking at taking Scorpio as Lagna, the Dasha Pravesh Chakra definitely shows the possibility. There is a chance of writing something. But the thing is, if you want to see whether he will actually write a book or not, look at Dashamsa also. And look at the regular Nakshatra Dasha, Narayan Dasha, etc. Because this is a social activity. More than a spiritual pursuit, even if the book is on spiritual activity, it is basically the part of your karma, your activities in the society.
Possibly should be true because not in near term. He just finished his first book.
Mhm.
It is maybe whatever.
Okay.
So that should possibly show up maybe.
Yeah, I'm not saying it won't show up. The thing is, in the Dasha Pravesh Chakra, like I said, the Lagna Lord is exalted in the third house. It can definitely show some kind of book or articles or some writing basically relating to spiritual
Should
pursuit.
it be Mercury?
But what I'm
involved to do
saying is,
writing?
pardon me?
Should Mercury be involved to do writing or anything?
Possibly, but the thing is, if you are doing that kind of detailed analysis, I would suggest actually just look at the Rashi and the Samsa and look at the regular techniques. This technique is only a supplement. When you are giving such precise predictions, this is a supplementary thing. If you know that somebody will write, and if you want to know whether this is relating to spirituality or not, whether the writing has a link to his spiritual pursuit or not, then maybe you can see what I mean.
It is a spiritual path that individual will go through, right?
This is basically your spiritual progress. But the thing is, sharing, Aurobindo came to the world to resuscitate the interest in Vedas and Upanishads, and also steer away people from the dry debate and the ritualistic interpretation of the highest scriptures. So that is the purpose he came for. So writing the books was actually a very, very important part of his spiritual progress. Had he not written those books, the purpose would not have been solved. So there would have been big obstacles for his further progress. So it was actually a very, very important part of his spiritual pursuit.
So if somebody is spreading the spirituality, that means this is third house or
Spreading spirituality in what way? Like then
spiritual-
Artha Trikona. Yes, absolutely. 10th house should be strong. Actually, I don't have the data. I'll bring a data. It's an interesting chart. I don't know who it belongs to. It was given to me as a blind chart. One astrologer from a big astrological family. He's the grandson of a great astrologer. He happened to be in the town recently, so he wanted to meet me. So he came to my house, and then we were generally talking, and he asked me, because I presented Drisha recently, he asked me to try a blind chart on Drisha. So he gave the chart of somebody that he knew in Bengaluru. So I looked at the chart, and I gave some. Even now I don't know who it belongs to. He didn't want to tell me. He said, let it just remain hidden. But he gave feedback on all the things that I mentioned, and he said that all the things that I said about that person so far, according to him, were accurate. So what I want to do is I want to actually throw that chart at you guys and see if you actually will give something similar to what I gave or not. So we'll see there. That person was very active, and he built some big organization kind of thing during a period, and during that period 10th house was very strong in the natal chart as well as the February chart. So like that, and we saw a few other examples also in the conference and later also. 10th house or even 6th and 2nd houses, the Aptrikonas have to be strong for somebody to actually put something together. If somebody is establishing a society or organization or building an ashram or something, 10th house is very important. The difference between 6th and 10th, not just in the context of the Dasha, but in general the difference between the two is 6th house is the obstacles that you are overcoming, which means if you are serving, suppose there is a big, suppose for example yesterday we did a big Chandi Homam at my house. So there were a couple of people who came who just helped us do various things with various chores before, during and after. So those people, whether they read mantras, so many other people were chanting the Saptasati, chanting the mantra. Whether they did or not, they would get the same amount or probably even more result as a result of taking part in the activity. So the thing is, bhakti is one way, there are so many ways. Jnana is one way. Karma is a very, very important path to spiritual progress. Especially in Kali Yuga, Karma Yoga is a very relevant path. You just serve people. And then eventually it will dawn on you that what you are serving is actually God. And then you may actually experience it in a way that makes it firm in your mind, not just a concept, a remote concept that you are somehow hanging on to, but it will just become real when you actually can see God in all the people that you are able, all the people are beings that you are able to serve. So the thing is, for that kind of Karma Yoga, probably 6th and 8th house. 8th also is possible, but 6th house is the key house. But 10th house being strong means it is not just Karma Yoga, but actually getting some credit for something. It is seen as an accomplishment. 10th house is the accomplishment. 6th house is the path towards accomplishment. So if the 10th house is strong, you can say during that period he will actually be known for some reason. Okay. So there is a good chance that he will write something. It does make sense. But the thing is, if you look at Libra Dasha, that is even more interesting to me actually, honestly. Yep. Yeah. So if you look at the Libra Dasha, taking Aquarius as Lagna, the third lord happens to be Mars, and he is in Lagna. Yeah, because Libra is the Dasha. Right? So in Aquarius Dasha, taking Libra as Lagna, in Libra Dasha, taking Aquarius as Lagna, the Lagna Lord, Rahu, is in Lagna with the third lord Mars. So third lord in Lagna with the Lagna Lord can show focus on the third house as far as spiritual activities go. Moreover, Jupiter is in the third house. Jupiter is not really Karaka of writing, but he is the Karaka of wisdom. And he is Guru, basically natural Guru. So when he is the Guru within you also. So when he is in the third house, it is conducive to actually sharing your wisdom with other people. And moreover, if you look at the Dasha Pravesi Chakra, taking Aquarius as Lagna again, the third house contains Mercury, and of course third lord Mars is aspecting him. So Mercury is the Karaka. So he happens to be, forget all those things. He is the Karaka for, let's not complicate it, the Karaka of writing. Mercury is in the third house of writing. And Jupiter, the Karaka of speech, is in the house of speech, second house, in one house. So this is a period in which I believe that he will be giving lot of lectures, because Jupiter in second. There is good chance that he will be giving lot of lectures, addressing lot of people and telling them things. And also writing lot of articles, books, etc. So in my view, this is the real period, 2010 to 2017, when he will do all those things. Any other questions? Okay, I'll close this. So we'll move to another person in the family directly. It's you, right? Okay. The data is 1961, September 16, 2:22 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT. The place is again Secunderabad, 78 degrees 30 minutes east, 17 degrees 27 minutes north. Yes, we'll restart.
Marker, so we can see. No, because something will have a marker to go with the second part.
Right. Okay, so we are looking at a chart. The data is at the end of the first part of the audio. Or just for completeness, 1961 September 16, 2:22 p.m. IST, Secunderabad, India, 78 degrees 30 minutes east, 17 degrees 27 minutes north. Okay. So, what do we see?
I have from without looking at the chart, I haven't looked at the nature results on this.
Okay.
But without looking at it, from what we have learned so far,
Yeah.
my feeling is 10th house and 12th house should be dominant in the last 4 years.
10,000 and 12,000.
12th house should be strong.
Okay.
10th, 6th, 10th and 12th.
Okay. Okay. So,
just take
regarding his own chart, he says that he never checked his Durgasha and he thinks 6th, 10th and 12th house should be strong. So he thinks that he became more detached during this period and also he is doing a lot of service. Right. Okay. Let us see.
No, that was just a guess.
Right. Let us see. So if you take the, what is the Dasha running right now?
Gemini.
He is running Gemini Dasha right now. Right? He is running Gemini Dasha right now. Okay. So how is Gemini? In Gemini Dasha, what is the Lagna?
Libra.
Libra. Taking Libra as Lagna, is the 12th house strong? Like he guessed. 12th house is strong. And 10th house has Lagna Lord. So wherever Lagna Lord is there, that house basically becomes a strong focus point. Because the mind is on that. So 10th house is very strong and 12th house is very strong. Actually 11th is also strong enough. Now, so Lagna Lord being in the 10th house shows service, it shows accomplishment, etc. And 12th is really strong if you ask me. That shows, what does it show?
Detachment.
Building some level of detachment. So because the 12th Lord himself is in the 12th house, exalted. The 12th Lord Mercury is exalted in the 12th house. It is very, very auspicious for actually building a good level of detachment or even taking sannyasa. But the thing is, of course, he hasn't taken sannyasa, but mentally he can become detached. And in the natal chart, in the Dasha Pravesh Chakra also, taking Libra as Lagna, the 12th Lord Mercury is exalted in the 12th house. So 12th house is strong. But here the 10th is even stronger. Venus is, Lagna Lord Venus is in the 10th house with friend and 5th Lord Rahu. It's a Rajyoga between Lagna Lord and 5th Lord. It shows good power. So basically relating to spiritual activities, he gets some power. He gets a powerful position.
But I didn't get any powerful position or anything, nothing like that. But the power 12th house aspect,
Well, if you don't get the recorder, we don't record the class. No, I'm just kidding. Right.
even I just because
The powerful means getting more.
See, the thing is,
not necessarily.
there are two aspects. The thing is, at the end of the day, it is one of the Trikona. So just like the 6th house, it shows lot of work. Only thing is, in the case of 6th house, it is lot of work, you may or may not be noticed. In the case of 10th house, you are basically noticed. That's the main difference. There are so many volunteers doing all the work. You may be one of them, but the thing is, you will get some kind of recognition. Okay, Seshu is doing like this. Seshu has organized this thing. So basically, it shows some possibility of being a spiritual event organizer or some dharmic event organizer or religious event organizer, which probably was true.
That is true.
So this is basically the current period. Any other interesting things that you see? Yeah? Second house? In the Dasha Pravesh Chakra, second house is very strong. It has second lord. So, very resourceful in the religious activities of the person. Okay. Any other interesting thing?
7th house is strong.
Yeah. 7th house is strong. 7th house contains the Yokaraka and Jupiter. Moreover, Saturn and Guru, Jupiter combination is a very good combination in the spiritual matters. Because Saturn shows an ascetic kind of person, Jupiter shows a wise kind of person. So their being together is kind of like Brahma Yoga. So Saturn and Jupiter are together and they are in the 7th house of interaction.
The effect of it.
So
Hemanta Yoga here.
yeah, there is Dhimanta Yoga in the 7th house, right? So in the spiritual pursuit, the person becomes more Dhimanta, and he may interact with lot of learned people, because Saturn, learned people and yogis, ascetic people, because Saturn and Jupiter are there in the 7th house. Okay, it's a very interesting dasha. Do you want to look at the current Antardasha or just move on to, because we are at the end of it, move on to the next dasha? Move to the next dasha? Okay. How is Pisces? How is Pisces? In the natal chart first, taking Cancer as Lagna, the 2nd house and 3rd house are strong, 3rd is really strong. Lagna Lord is in the 5th house of Bhakti and Ketu is in the 8th house. Okay, we'll note that. Ketu in 8 is always conducive to sadhana, but let us now see the Dasha Pravesh Chakra to see what of these things are accentuated. Okay. So, Ketu goes to Lagna here. The Lagna Lord Moon is again in a trine, but in the 9th house. In the natal chart, he was in the 5th house. Jupiter is in the 6th house. 6th Lord Jupiter is in the 6th house. That is Harsha Yoga. So that shows a very optimistic and positive attitude in spiritual progress. But what is the house that really dominates? 3rd house, containing exalted 3rd Lord, 5th Lord, and Yogakaraka. And in the natal chart also, Yogakaraka Mars joins exalted Mercury in one house, in the 3rd house. So there is that too Mercury, the actual Karaka. Mercury is the Karaka of writing. So actually more than his son, he may actually write books related to spirituality. That is how it seems to me, honestly. Though he was interested in his son's prospects of writing books, I'm not saying he wouldn't, but it seems more like he will be giving lectures than writing. He will be writing, but he will be giving lectures more in the next dasha. But it is quite possible. First of all, there will be big drive to make further spiritual progress. I'm not saying right now there is no drive, but right now he is happy, he is doing his stuff, but there is no burning passion of, okay, like I have to do something else, there is something more, I have to achieve something more. That kind of passion is not really there that much in the current period, in my judgment. In this period, 2008 to whatever, 2008 to 2017 perhaps, 9 years, dual sign. So during that time, my feeling is there will be more passion that some spiritual progress needs to be made, and also there is a very good chance of writing. So I don't know what to write about, but think of something to write about in the next month and a half. No, it's a long dasha, it's a 9-year dasha. Who knows what will happen?
Oh, but it won't start till 2008 anyway.
Oh yeah. Actually, I miscalculated, right? Not few more months, it's actually another year. Moreover, it's a 9-year dasha, so you never know what kind of things happen, when what kind of things happen.
But
Third house is extremely strong and Mercury is there. There is very good chance of writing. Okay. Any other things apart from writing?
Rahu Ketu on the Lagna axis will give any good experience.
See, experience, mystical experiences in my judgment and my experience are 8th house. They are shown by the 8th house. But the thing is, Ketu is in the 8th house in the natal chart. And the Dasha Pravesh Chakra, Rahu is the 8th Lord in the 7th house, aspecting Lagna. So there is a chance of actually some experiences during this period. See, actually very strong. See, apart from the 8th house, 2nd house is brilliant. Actually that is true. If you look at the natal chart, the 2nd Lord's Sun is in the 2nd house with 8th Lord Rahu. 2nd and 8th Lords being together in the 2nd house. It's a Marka combination, right? It's a strong killer combination.
In this case, killer combination.
No, I'm not talking about death here. And here in the Dasha Pravesh Chakra also, same. The 10th Lord is, 2nd Lord is in 2nd house with the other 8th Lord. That too 7th Lord also. Saturn is 7th Lord, 7th and 8th Lord. So the thing is, these guys are forming a terrific Marka combination in the second house and aspecting the 8th house. And that is very conducive to spiritual experiences.
What does
Fine.
Marka combination mean here exactly?
See, the thing is, I can't really say it very clearly, but the thing is, certain mystical experiences, out of body experiences, are basically like death. It's very akin to death. As long as there is attachment with the body, you are restricted to the body. And if you want to actually explore the true nature of you, which is the entire universe, then the attachment with the body has to be cut off. So it is actually very similar to the process that happens at death. The process that happens at the time of certain mystical experiences, which are not really, some people think that these experiences may be something bad, or there is a bad connotation hanging around them in the minds of certain people. But the thing is, even people who were in extremely sattvic paths, like just bhakti, pure bhakti of Krishna, or people like Jesus Christ, they would have experienced, they would have had those out of body mystical experiences, and they are basically death. So in my view and my judgment and my experience, the strong marka combinations or strong combinations in the 8th house are, they have to do with mystical experiences. So in this period, actually there is a very strong chance of mystical experiences. Any other questions or points or comments?
I have one confusion.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is about, in general, about gurus and highly elevated people.
Okay.
I get confused about one thing about, somehow I have a feeling that they should be role model in some form. There is an expectation, immediately a guru of some flavor.
Okay.
There is an expectation from them.
Okay.
But later on you hear about them in some scandal, it
Okay.
puts me off.
Okay. So
That's a confusion, whether should...
see, the thing is, this is not really astrological, but let me just say a couple of sentences on it. The thing is, the world is full of all kinds of people, and if a really elevated person is implicated in a scandal by somebody, it doesn't really mean he did something wrong.
Correct. That is
It is just possible that somebody is jealous and spreading the rumors about the person, and the person's fate, basically the destiny, the karmas that the person is still carrying. If you have to be in a body, you have to carry karma. Even if you are a great rishi or God himself, the moment you decide to enter a physical body, you are actually taking on new karmas. The karmas of your father, mother, your ancestors, the place in which you are born. There are so many karmas based on various complicated formulas. They hang on to your karmic sharir the moment you, even if a God decides to be born as a human being, he has to carry certain karmas and experience the results of those. So the thing is, yeah, Lord Rama had to experience things. Great rishis also, they had to experience various fortunes and misfortunes. The only thing is, people like rishis and gods, they know, so they basically pick the optimum set of karmas to advance their agenda. When if they volunteer to be born again, because some people are reborn because they are forced to, and some beings are reborn not because anybody is forcing them. It's just part of the leela. It's just part of the drama. They just willingly take part in the drama, even though they are liberated from the drama. People who are living here on earth, most of them are not liberated from the drama. But there are beings out there who are completely liberated. They are muktas. But still, they choose to let their mukti go, become entrapped again, and then they will again, after some time, they may again reach the same state. So the thing is, for all you know, this may be somebody like that. The person that you have in mind may be somebody like that. And because of the karmas that he has chosen, he has to go through this deformation. He may not really care about it. So that is one possibility. The other possibility is there are people who seem like big people or elevated people or great spiritual people, but maybe the scandals are possibly true also. This is Kali Yuga. You can't really judge the spiritual stature of a person by looking at them or by talking to people around them. there is no real way. The only way you can judge is through your own inner vision. That is the only reliable thing. Nothing else is really reliable. No, even if somebody is capable of doing things that seem really unbelievable, it doesn't mean that person is really a fully enlightened person. Because enlightenment doesn't come in one step. Enlightenment is a multi-step process. So, the people that you are talking about may actually be enlightened, but not fully enlightened. Because they may not be perfectly enlightened, which means there is more to do even for them, but they have certain weaknesses. Pardon me?
They made some progress.
They made some progress, because of which there are certain paraphernalia around them. That's it. So the thing is, don't worry too much about where different people are. How does it matter to us? If guidance has to come to you from a dog can actually guide you. That is why they show actually Dattatreya with all these animals, and he used to say, this dog and this bird, this cow, they are all my gurus. And he actually, in some Puranas it is mentioned that he was the guru of Shiva. Shiva himself, who is the most detached of all beings in the whole universe, he came to Dattatreya to learn from him how to be more detached. So he was so perfectly detached, Dattatreya, Lord Dattatreya, and he used to consider all beings as his gurus. So the thing is, as long as some good guidance comes from somebody, take it. And then you don't have to worry about whether they are perfect or not. Actually, the guidance that comes to you from others is not actually coming from outside, it's coming from yourself. Yeah, from within you. So if you purify yourself, all the guidance given by anybody is automatically pure. It will only lead to further purity within you. Even if your guru, the person that you consider as guru, has all kind of blemishes, they don't touch you, they only touch him. You understand what I am saying? So you have to just focus on your own purity and not really worry too much about the purity of other beings. There are people of various levels of purity around you. That is a fact of Kaliyuga. Had you come in Krita Yuga, there would have been a significant percentage of people who are very pure. Even laymen would have been very, very pure in consciousness. This is Kaliyuga. You can't help it. But astrologically now, actually is the time, from the point of view of finding good guidance from Guru, is the current period conducive or the next period conducive? Let's just quickly see that.
Should it be the third house or the ninth house?
Ninth house is the house of Guru. But if third house has BK or ninth lord, they will be aspecting the ninth house.
Ninth house is aspecting third house.
Right. And also is the house of communication. Third house is, Sanjay ji calls it the Guru Padesha, the house of Guru Padesha. So it is very important. It's basically the seventh house from ninth house. Always Lagna and seventh house are the two Satyapithas. So Bhratrakaraka is Rahu. The ninth lord is no, Sun.
Ninth lord Jupiter. Cancer. You're talking about Cancer.
No, I'm saying from the Lagna in the natal chart.
Okay.
So that in the Drigdasha, on Drigdasha sign, when their influence comes, that's what I want to see. Taking Jupiter as Lagna, because he is quite strong, the ninth lord is Mercury. Taking Lagna as a reference, the ninth lord is Sun. And Rahu is the Bhratrakaraka. So these are the planets. Mercury, Sun and Rahu. Their aspect or some association of theirs with the ninth house is conducive to?
Progress Lagna or the natal Lagna?
Here natal Lagna. To see the Guru, we see the natal Lagna, take the ninth lord from Lagna, take the Bhratrakaraka, take the ninth lord from Jupiter. And in Drigdasha now, see when they are in the Drigdasha or when they are aspecting the Drigdasha. Those periods are conducive to meeting a Guru or getting guidance from Guru. Right? So for example, Virgo is very conducive because it contains Mercury, the ninth lord from Jupiter. Right? And Gemini is also, actually all these periods, starting from Virgo, all these periods are conducive to meeting a Guru. Because they are all aspected by Mercury. So this is a period to get good guidance from Guru.
After 1999?
No, actually from 1990 till 2026.
Why?
Because now you are running dual dasha signs, dual sign dasha. Mercury aspects all of them.
I was looking only till Pisces.
Yeah, you can look at basically quite honestly, even Aries, if you see, Aries and Capricorn and Libra, they are aspected by Sun and Rahu. So the thing is, interestingly, he runs dashas most of the time in his life. He is running dashas of signs aspected by either Rahu and Sun or Mercury. So basically, then you can look at Dasha Pravesh Chakra to basically get further insight. But the thing is, overall, he keeps getting guidance in abundance. He is well guided. Okay. And if you look at the current Dasha, he is running Gemini Dasha, right? Gemini is aspected by Mercury in the Dasha Pravesh Chakra also. So, not only in the natal chart, it's aspected by the ninth lord of the natal chart from natal Jupiter in both the Dasha Pravesh Chakra as well as natal chart. So, this is conducive, the current Dasha. Any other results about the current period? This Gemini Dasha taking Libra as Lagna. Any other comments? Or any other comments on the next Dasha, Pisces? Have we seen Pisces? Yeah, we have seen. Yeah. How is the Dasha after Pisces? Sagittarius. In the Sagittarius Dasha, Aries becomes Lagna. And how are things from Aries? The 50 is extremely strong. It is 70 is also good. It's a nice chart, but 50 is really dominant. Fifth Lord is in the 5th in the natal chart, and also here 5th Lord is in the 5th with Lagna Lord. See, 5th Lord, there are different results. One is, it can give good mantras, knowing lot of mantras, doing a lot of bhakti, it can give devotion, etc. But the thing is, Moon is in the 12th house from that sign, in the Dasha Chakra. So my feel that another possibility is 5th house being strong can also mean fame. 5th house is the house of Kirti, right? So, if the 5th house is very strong in a particular period, it can give a lot of fame as a spiritual person. So my belief is from 2017 he may actually become well known. He may get some kind of reputation as a spiritual person. Because after writing the book. The thing is, then Lagna Lord and 5th Lord would be together. That is the thing. Apart from Mercury and Venus, Sun and Mars are basically Kshatriya planets, both of them fiery planets, and they form this nice Raj Yoga. Lagna Lord and 5th Lord, that too in the 5th house. If Lagna Lord and 5th Lord are either in Lagna or in the 5th house, either together or separately, it's a Raj Yoga, right? Maharaj Yoga. So that Maharaj Yoga, that too being given by Mars and Sun, then it is very likely that, and in the natal chart also 5th Lord is in 5th. It is very likely that he will have some kind of fame. Whether millions of people will know him or thousands, I don't really know. I can't really tell. But it seems like a very powerful Raj Yoga. So there will be some level of fame. For me? Yeah. Yeah, right. So, seems like he will be a famous man. Take his autograph now. Any other comments or questions? Any other questions?
Depends upon the planet. Last time sometime back I discussed with Ramasika, the Sakti,
Yeah.
approaching
No, I'm not saying mantra won't be right. The thing is, see, we always, as astrologers, we always have multiple readings that we can give. We basically use certain guidelines and also some intuition to narrow down out of the potential candidates, so which we believe is to be right. Moon and Venus are in general, Moon, Venus, these are conducive to bhakti. These are conducive to, those watery planets are conducive to the bhakti marga. But the thing is here, apart from the fifth house, apart from showing devotion, like I said, it also shows power, right? I mean, power following, people knowing you. That is also shown by the fifth house. So if somebody is famous, some spiritual person becomes famous as a spiritualist, and there are a lot of people following the person, or a lot of people interested in taking that person as a role model. Like for example, he talked about big spiritual people being role models, right? That is how people look at. Why is somebody looking at somebody as a role model? Because that person has certain reputation, and that is making you think that he is a role model. So like that, some people become role models, and fifth house has to do with being a role model.
Why I asked the question is because when somebody asked me, I kind of had an fancy saying, you go to school or you go to college, you learn something from the teacher who is teaching you. He's your guru at the time. You come back home, you really don't care what is personal life is. So why don't you take the same concept into somebody's guru? But the question posed is the difference of expectation between a school teacher when you go there or expectation from spiritual guru.
See, the real meaning of guru is somebody who removes darkness from you. So the thing is, the word is used very, very liberally these days. Anybody who teaches something, x plus y equals x plus y square equals x square plus y square plus 2xy doesn't really become a guru. He's just an acharya or bodhaka. He's just somebody who is teaching you something. He's not really removing any considerable darkness. That is also darkness, but that's a very, very minor thing. So the word guru used to be used in a very strict sense. So if somebody is not really, somebody has a lot of big blemishes, and somebody just puts up a show, he's not really fit to be called a guru. But still, you can consider him to be your guru. If you, with a pure heart, if you consider him to be your guru, then he is not fit to be your guru, but that's the miracle. He will actually end up giving you the best guidance, because whatever guidance he gives will end up only benefiting you. But for that you have to have that perfect purity. You see what I am saying? Which is very difficult in Kali Yuga. Both are difficult. Both ends are very difficult. But the thing is, you should try for it. Just accept somebody as guru. Whoever you have already accepted, you just follow them blindly and don't really think too much about what their blemishes are. And whatever say, consider that, well, for some reason, doing this is good for me. This is Shiva. Look at that person as Shiva. Think that person, or if you like Krishna, whoever you want to call your guru, think of that person as Shiva for you. He will actually become Shiva for you. As a matter of fact, your faith can actually make that person also more perfect. Can remove the blemishes in that person also. It works both the way.
Actually, the mind plays the tricks on it. If I don't judge somebody, I'm judging is that not because that person did something, because I'm not looking at that person as, so my mind is corrupted.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
exactly.
The person actually.
Whether you are getting good guidance or bad guidance, it's all in your mind.
My own mind. I can only control my mind. I cannot control other person's mind. So it's only me.
But the thing is, between the concept you have in your mind about the person and the actual reality of that person, there is a correlation. There is a subtle link. So the thing is, if that is impure, this also tends to be impure. But if you work hard, use your own purity to purify this, then that also becomes pure with time. You can actually change people like that. In order to actually change people, if you have sufficiently high level of purity within you, you just have to think. You just have to focus your mental energy on that. You don't have to go and tell the person. And that is how Rishis used to do. They would just sit wherever they are. They don't need to go anywhere. And when they really wish for something, because the trick is not to wish for everything. I mean, they overcame everything. They realized that this is all Maya. They don't really need anything or want anything. When you are in such a perfect state of mind, any small thing you wish or even a big thing that you wish will happen. But the trick is to actually reach the state you need a guru. So
But that is really true.
this is actually the thing is, this is like chicken first or egg first kind of thing. You can, irrespective of who the guru is, you can try to cultivate that feeling within you that is Shiva. Shiva can come and tell you to do something wrong. Fine, do it. If Shiva told you, do it. So cultivate that attitude towards somebody, even if that person, all kinds of bad things happen to that person, you may actually stay out of trouble. You may actually end up making trouble.
It's not that we are perfect people, but we kind of experience part of it, like during Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
When you are distantly healing somebody, you can get a phone call after them saying, yeah, I felt this difference like this. You can experience that again.
Mm-hmm.
So treat Reiki different distantly to other people. They tell you after not saying this is what I felt when you were doing this. What you intended. If you are focusing and concentrating, I think
Doing Reiki is something to do with the moon, right? So,
Doing Reiki?
doing Reiki,
Yeah.
actually it's mind and concentration.
Yeah.
so that moon should be down.
Okay. So you want to look at the current dasha? Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. Is there a
Giving something to somebody, that means
Is there a chance of actually healing some people with Reiki during this period?
Yeah.
To whatever extent you can tell using Durgasha, because that is also part of spiritual progress. So,
That means healing somebody means that means it is
Karaka is moon. Pardon me?
Karaka is moon.
Yeah.
It is others, so something to do with the interaction with others. Seventh house should be involved.
Seventh house can be involved. And this is at the end of the day, this is some karma that you are doing, some actions, some accomplishment that he has. So 10th house is important. And 7th house because he is interacting with people. So in 7th house, 10th house, they should have a link with moon. That is what you can say. And in the natal chart, the 10th lord is moon. 10th lord moon is in the 2nd house of resources. So there is a chance, and here is even stronger. The 10th lord moon happens to be in Scorpio, and he is with the 7th lord Mars of interacting with people. Mars is 7th lord, right? 7th lord and the 10th lord are together, so interacting with people. And this happens in Scorpio. And Scorpio is the 8th sign of the natal zodiac. So it can be some occult kind of thing, some alternative kind of. This is not really like treating people with natural, normal medicine. This is basically treating in a very not psychic, but occult way. This is an occult treatment. So that could be because of Scorpio's involvement. And this to him is part of his spiritual journey. That is why it shows up in this. If somebody is doing this but not really just as a material thing, so suppose somebody just learns Reiki and looks at it just as a livelihood or something, if this doesn't really connect to the spiritual journey of the person doesn't feel that way, and this is not actually impacting the spiritual journey of the person, then you may not be actually able to see it in Durgasha. But if you look at the Nakshatra Dasha, Narayan Dasha, etc., you will see. Irregular charts it will show up. But if somebody is actually considering this to be his spiritual journey, and not only considering, but if this is actually helping one's spiritual journey, which is quite possible, depending on how one approaches it, then this will show up. Here it is showing up. So probably the latter is the case for him. Any other comments? Any other comments? Any other questions? Okay, in that case, I want to wrap up early today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.